We're live. Hey folks, I had to delete the previous video. I just got home from Florida. I was away for 7 weeks, and I want to tell you, I came home to the worst night of sleep ever. And so I was really tired. I flipped the flip chart was backwards and the whole thing, and I decided to make another stab at it today. So I'm live to you today in my office, and just want to give you some time to process episode number 13. And I want to tell you, I had a little drama around getting episode 13 done, and I think it comes from some beautiful energy that I have at really knowing that lasting results, permanent results around food issues, around working out consistently, all of it are so possible. If there's nothing else you remember from this live video today, is that lasting permanent results when it comes to losing weight, being consistent, dropping stress, drama in your life, all those things around wellness, getting better rest, permanent change in a way that doesn't take a lot of mind, work or phone calls in the middle of my Facebook Live. So I want to talk about lasting results, and this is podcast number 13. It, in fact, was I think I took 14 takes. I'm just going to say I did 13 takes to get the 14th perfect. And what I had to do is really cut things down. And again, it is from that energy of really knowing that I want to convey that this is so possible. And all right, I'm going to give this another shot. This guy won't stop calling me. All right, lasting results come from 3 things. It's from really starting with one thing and really building on it. And I'm going to go a little deeper with that. It's about developing a new voice. It's really changing the voice in your head, actually from the voice in your head to a more intuitive voice, into something that you don't have to think about. We make so many decisions every day that we really need to take it out of our headspace into our heart or more intuition. It can be done so simply. And believing. Really, how we think changes everything. If you want new results in a habit or something that you're doing, if you believe differently, you will get new results. And I'll explain it in a minute here. All right, so one thing starts from really simplifying it so your brain doesn't get overwhelmed doing something new. So when you think of all the tools that I shared this month, the hunger scale, slowing down, savoring, I did 2 tools really in one podcast, and then fuel testing. If you really try to learn them all at once, you'll feel overwhelmed. It's too much for us to try something very new in this space, especially if it's a challenge for you, if you've been a lifelong dieter like I have, if you've suddenly gained weight and you just don't know where to start. Honor your brain and your whole life by starting small. Start with one tool. Even with the hunger scale, I have helped people to use even 1/2 of the hunger scale. Like, just notice when you're hungry and only focus on that for an entire week or 2. And honor it. Honor when you're hungry and eat. And then the next time we talk, I'll help them refine by just practicing the fullness on the side of the hunger scale. How am I full? And just practice just that facet. And by doing this, we really layer confidence. So if I would recommend choosing one tool, if you'd like to shift how you're eating and you want to be a more consistent, intuitive, healthy eater, start with one tool that draws you. Is it slowing down? Even one that seems easy. We always try to start hard, right? We want to do the hardest one first. I want you to start easy first. So you start with one tool and layer them one by one. Wait until you're confident and then layer a new tool. So April, yes, I did weekly podcasts, but the purpose was so that you would have a foundation, know where to find them, and then now practice them until you're confident and move on to the next tool. and really do honor what you're drawn to. This is the beginning of practicing your intuition. So after you've layered one, think of the next one that really you think would benefit. And it's a domino effect. You know how you decorate one room and then you start seeing other places? It's a domino effect. That's exactly what I'm talking about here, is with these tools, it will domino into other areas. How we do one thing is how we do many things. And that confidence is going to breed more confidence in doing something new and honoring, most of all, your body's signals. Last but not least, I'm going to talk a little bit about journaling. And I really talked about it very in depth in the podcast. I'd rather you got the full effect of that by listening to the podcast. And this is the Lasting Results Podcast, number 13. And with that is like looking at why we don't journal, or maybe why we don't wear a Fitbit. So think about those two areas and maybe where you resist the most. And I will give you a little hint of why you do. When we judge ourselves, harshly around something, or we use information against ourselves, we're not going to want to do it again. And most people use food journaling to beat themselves up for what they ate that was wrong. I want you to just drop that. If you could become a scientist and notice how great you feel when you eat a particular way, eat to a certain fullness, eat a certain food, when you eat slowly. If you could journal like, oh my gosh, that week was amazing because I slowed down. How amazing would that be? It would give you, again, it gives your brain information, evidence to keep doing